Hey there, you looking kinda cute. Please consider subscribing and check out our Patreon for more. Enjoy the video. The mall was busy with people as Jeff Marsden walked through it. It was the night before Christmas, and Jeff had just finished getting his mom a gift when he chose to check out the PlayStation games at the store. Every store in the mall was full, including this one, and Jeff ran into Parker Wade by chance, the quarterback of his high school football team. "Hey, pizza face, watch where you're going," said Parker, acting angry and mocking. Elizabeth Clark, the head cheerleader who lives next door to Jeff and is Parker's newest victory, had her hand on his arm. "That's not nice," the pretty girl told Parker. "Say you're sorry and let's go. I have more shopping to do." "Sorry, dork," Parker said as he walked back out into the mall. "Are you coming, Liz?" The girl turned around, looked at her boyfriend, then at Jeff. "Jeff, I'm sorry. Parker isn't really a jerk. You just have to get to know him." "Liz, don't worry. I'm used to it now. Have a good Christmas, okay?" "Jeff, you too. Don't forget to smile." The blonde then followed her man out the door, and they went into the mall and disappeared into the crowd. Jeff went back to looking through the shelves, but he was now feeling ignored. He told Liz lies. What Parker said did hurt deeply. Jeff had a bad case of acne and heard a lot of comments like that every day. His peers made fun of him a lot, and once, on a school trip, as was the norm, his friends waited for him to fall asleep and then drew on his face while playing Connect the Dots. Most teenagers get acne at some point, but Jeff had more than just a bad case of zits. He was getting big, painful cysts in places that are easy to see. The problem wasn't just on his face. It hurt his shoulders, arms, and back too. The doctors tried many different treatments, but only one was able to provide brief relief. Feeling ashamed of how he looked, Jeff pulled himself away. He would spend hours in his room, playing video games, reading science fiction books, and surfing the web. He particularly liked the chat rooms because they let him meet people his age without worrying about how they might respond to the way he looks. He made many friends, including a girl named Angela. She was smart, funny, and seemed to really care about him. They would email and talk for hours every day. She even sent him a picture one day, and he was stunned by how lovely she was. Jeff sent back some of his own pictures, but first, he edited them in Photoshop to get rid of the ugly marks. "Why couldn't I do this in real life?" he moaned. He sent the new picture to his friend and saved it. She wrote back and told him how cute he was, which made him happy. He had never been called cute by a girl before, and Jeff felt a brief sense of minor victory. That was a few weeks ago, before Jeff did something stupid by sending Angela another picture that hadn't been changed. He hadn't heard from her since then. Jeff didn't find any games that interested him, so he went back into the mall. He could go to the comic book store and see if they had the newest Batman book before going back to his safe place at home. As he got closer to the store, he saw a new shop tucked into the next door corner. "Must be a novelty prank shop," Jeff thought to himself. He expected to find shelves full of fake blood and yelling golf balls when he walked into the store. Instead, he saw many rows of dusty wooden shelves full of strange objects. Nothing in the store looked new, and each item was interesting in its own way. There were silver coins, gold plaques with ancient writing, lots of different colored vials, and several racks full of what looked like Halloween costumes. "Can I help you, young man?" a voice asked. Jeff turned around and saw an old man with a long white beard wearing a tattered blue robe. Jeff, it's you. I'm glad you were able to finally make it this far into the mall," the man said. "How do you know my name, though?" Jeff asked. "I am a wizard, that's all," the man replied. "Yeah, sure, and I'm a ghost flying around," Jeff said sarcastically. "What, is that not true?" "No, not really. I mean, there aren't really wizards, not outside of picture books." "Okay, I guess I need to perform some kind of magic trick to make you believe, huh?" "Okay, that's fine," the wizard said. After that, he extended his right hand, muttered a few words, and poof! A puff of dark smoke rose up all around his hand. When the smoke cleared, the wizard was holding a 20-ounce bottle of Diet Coke in his hand. "Now, do you believe me?" he asked, taking a sip. Jeff was shocked, but he couldn't deny what he had just seen. Oh, how?" he stammered. "I really am a wizard, as I said. Tell me, "Is there something in my store that you're interested in?" the wizard inquired. Jeff wasn't sure what to make of all this junk, but he was intrigued. "Do you know how to cure this?" he asked, pointing to the scars on his face. Okay, I see. Have you tried Clearasil?" the wizard joked. "That's it, I'm out of here," Jeff said angrily, storming towards the front door. "Jeff, hold on. It's just that I'm not very in touch with this kind of thing. A lot of people come here looking for fame or money. Your request is much more modest. I'm not used to that," the wizard explained. "I've tried everything, so you can trust me. The doctors have tried almost everything. Also, it's too late now. Look at me, I'm so unattractive. I'm not attractive to anyone," Jeff lamented. "I see. I might have what you need," the wizard said. He went into the back room and returned a few minutes later with a small tube of cream in his hand. "Try this out. It works quickly if you use it before bed. Everything will be fine for you." The wizard chuckled at his little joke, but Jeff just stared at the tube. "How much?" Jeff asked. "Right now I'm feeling generous. Give me any change you have on you and the deal is done," the wizard offered. Jeff took out 2 quarters, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies from his pocket and handed the change to the magical being. He received the tube in return and thanked the old man before going back into the mall. Bedtime couldn't come soon enough. Jeff got home in time for the usual Christmas Eve activities with his family. First, they had dinner at his grandparents' house, and then the whole family went to a candlelit service at the nearby church. After returning home with his dad, mom, and younger brother, they sang Christmas songs and finished decorating the tree, then settled down to a second showing of Miracle on 34th Street. After the movie was over, Jeff said goodnight and ran up to his bedroom, eager to apply the medicine. Truth be told, he wasn't sure, but anything was worth a try, even if it would only make his face look a little better. He had been let down so many times by false promises. It was almost midnight when Jeff finally opened the tube. He squeezed the green paste onto his hand and spread it thinly over his face, as instructed. Soon he had covered his face, arms, and chest. Although the bottle was small, there seemed to be enough cream to cover all of his affected areas. As the medicine dried, he began to feel a tingling sensation from head to toe. Unlike the burning sensation he was used to with acne medications, this feeling was pleasant. He played a few games on his PlayStation, waiting for every spot to dry before going to sleep. The old man had said it worked quickly, and Jeff couldn't wait a few days to see if there was any change. Jeff woke up startled as Christmas morning dawned. It was bright in his room, the first sign that something was amiss. The blinds were tightly closed, so the room should have been dark. The second sign that something was wrong came when he woke up feeling a strange tickle on his neck. He reached up with his right hand and was shocked to see long, soft, pink fingernails. His hand seemed smaller, even girlish. "What's going on?" he mumbled in a voice that sounded different. The real shock came when he got out of bed and realized he wasn't wearing the flannel pants he had gone to bed in, but rather a set of red satin pajamas with white lace trim. He looked around the room, noticing the changed wall colors and how pictures of NSYNC and the Backstreet Boys had replaced his favorite wrestlers and football stars. Everything was very tidy. Now his dresser, which was white, had bottles of nail polish and tubes of lip gloss on top. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a girl looking back at him. She was pretty, with shoulder-length brown hair and a youthful appearance much like his mother's. He gasped and touched his face, finding it softer, with higher cheekbones and fuller lips, and not a flaw in sight. "This can't be happening," he said in a softer voice. "It has to be a dream." He went to his room and felt his hair moving with each step. His jeans and polo shirts were gone, replaced by a variety of bright dresses and tops, even a cheerleader's outfit. He tentatively reached for the pants and bras that now filled his underwear drawer, feeling the lumps on his chest. A quiet moment in his room was interrupted by the sound of his younger brother running down the hall. "Hey, Jen! Hey, come on!" he heard the voice say as it entered his space. "You should see all the gifts Santa brought." Before Jeff could respond, his younger brother dashed down the stairs, leaving him alone in his new form. Jeff reached for the cream tube that must have caused this massive change. then looked at the girl in the mirror. The mirror was surrounded by pictures of friends and events. Not only was she pretty, but she also appeared to be popular. Jeff Marsden had transformed from a shy, introverted boy to Jennifer Marsden, a social butterfly. "Maybe this isn't so bad after all," he said, smiling at the image of himself in the mirror. Then he went down to join the Christmas commotion in the hall and down the stairs. The house looked the same, but there were subtle signs of his altered identity. Family photos had changed to match his new appearance. Where sports trophies once stood, now stood cheerleading and dance awards. Even the family Christmas photo had been altered to show his new identity. "Merry Christmas, sweetheart," his dad greeted Jeff with a kiss and a hug, while his mom just smiled from the couch. He looked around the room at the presents. They were fewer and filled with items like jewelry, makeup, perfume, and bracelets. Surprisingly, Jeff liked the gifts he received and found himself squealing with joy more than once. After the wrapping paper scraps were discarded and the presents displayed under the tree, Jeff went back to his room to adjust to the day's events. Putting on a bra felt strange at first, and Jeff wondered if he would ever get used to wearing these types of clothes. The pants fit as expected. He chose a red sweater, a black skirt, and a pair of black pants, quickly changing into them. At the mirror, he applied a light coat of makeup pink eyeshadow, gloss, and mascara. Afterward, he was amazed at how easily he had applied the makeup. A quick brush of his long, thick hair and a pair of small hoop earrings completed the look. Jeff couldn't deny how beautiful he truly was. That's why Chip Miller, the school's star running back, had taken him to the prom. Jeff laughed at the memory, then returned to his family downstairs. The day was filled with activities which helped Jeff distract himself from his sudden and dramatic change. Yet there were constant reminders, especially when using the restroom. He had to go more often and had to remove some clothing just to do so. At first, he found it annoying, but then realized it was just what girls do. When the last guest left that night, Jeff was exhausted. He removed his makeup and slipped into his robe. 3 days later, Jen Marsden walked through the mall with confidence, her long brown hair bouncing on her shoulders. She smiled teasingly through full painted lips, earning admiring glances with every step. Life as a girl was vastly different, but as the days passed, the new girl grew more comfortable with her identity. Yes, there were small annoyances she never had to deal with in her past life. Using the restroom as a girl was a hassle, especially the long lines at public bathrooms. Wearing a bra felt somewhat restrictive, but it was necessary. She also thought about how experiencing a period would feel. However, the positives far outnumbered the negatives. For starters, Jennifer had many friends. The phone seemed to ring every 5 minutes, and she genuinely enjoyed the newfound attention. Although hair and makeup took time, she relished the routines and took great pride in her appearance. Then there was Chris Miller. She had been on 2 dates with the handsome halfback since her transformation and loved the way he made her feel special. As getting used to kissing a boy took some time, but Chip didn't seem to mind. And so Jeff Marsden's life took an unexpected turn, transforming into Jennifer Marsden, finding new joys and challenges in this new reality. The change, initiated by a magical cream from a mysterious wizard, had granted him a chance at a different life, one that he embraced with newfound vigor and enthusiasm. As Jennifer, life was filled with friends, adventures, and experiences that Jeff could never have imagined. It was a Christmas miracle, albeit a very unconventional one, that changed her life forever. Thanks for watching. Be sure to check out Patreon for a lot more content and early access to YouTube videos.